Hi everybody, as you can see, I'm at one of the greenhouses of a local vineyard in Minzhu village of Liangshan County in Liangshan Yi Autonomous Prefecture. I'm very lucky today to have this tour around this vineyard, and this is my good friend here, the first party secretary of this village. 您好，谢谢您今天带我参观这个特别美丽的葡萄园。您先跟观众们介绍一下自己。
大家好，我是喜德县勉山镇民主村驻村第一书记穆芊芊。欢迎大家到我们葡萄园。
Thank you very much. 那您先跟我们介绍一下，现在的这个收获的情况大概是什么样的？
是这样的，咱们这个葡萄园，是今年现在这个正值就是你们来的这个时间点，刚好赶上我们葡萄的丰收时期，就是刚好上市了，葡萄现在就是成熟的时候。
So actually, this is one of my biggest questions when I first came here. Why are there still fruits in autumn, nearly winter? So Qian Qian just told me that this specific kind of grapes usually goes into the market in October, not like other specimen which goes into the market in summer, which brought me to my question in the first place. As you can see, the grapes are very tiny. It's a special specimen imported from I think 是从哪里进口的一种品种吗？这个
最开始是美国对，这个品种叫克伦参，然后也叫克瑞参，是葡萄里面的提子的一种，是无籽红提，它的口感非常的脆甜，然后皮薄肉厚，非常适合老人和小孩吃，口感非常不错。
So it's a kind of grape that first imported from the U.S. and it doesn't have any seeds inside, and I'm gonna just pick one and have a taste.
可以
just rub it on my sleeve. You should probably wash it before you eat.
怎么样
？This is very, very sweet, and I'm not lying. This is really sweet. 非常非常的甜，比我想象还要甜。我以为冬天的时候，可能这个水果会没有那么甜啊。这其实是非常甜的。
对，这儿的话，可能跟我们的当地的气候也是有一定的关系。我们这儿昼夜温差非常大，阳光也很充足，咱们凉山地区，所以就本身这个品种也是提子的一种，所以就它口感非常的脆甜。
So Liangshan area, Qian Qian just told me, is very suitable for growing this kind of grapes or melons. Kind of fruits that depend on sweetness because Liangshan is very unique in its climate. It's very hot during midday and very cold early in the morning and late at night. 那咱们这个葡萄是不是看上去脏脏的？这个上面这个粉是什么？
这个的话，它叫果粉，它其实是有2个作用的。首先的话，它就是也是自我保护，它是防虫，就是防这种药的一种形式。然后其次的话，有这个果粉的话，就是表示咱们这个水果非常的新鲜，是对，没有受过外界的这种干扰的。你看触摸过后它就酿了。
Well, actually, it's a very good tip. This kind of dust on the grape is not a sign of it's being dirty. It's actually a sign of it's being fresh. So if you go to the supermarket and pick the grapes, you can keep watch on the dust. If there's dust on the surface of the grape, that means the grapes are fresh. If not, you should probably not buy them. Well, actually, we're seeing a gentleman working very industriously here, and let's talk to him a little bit. 哎，您好，您现在咱们就是在干什么？
修烂果。
修烂果是吗？就是有哪些叫烂果呢？我看都长得挺好的。Yeah, so he's picking up the bad fruits to make sure the nutrition and the fertilizers go to the good fruits. Oh, actually, yes. These fruits are not as purple as the other ones. 所以就是您怎么判断？哦，这个就比较皱了，是吧？So the surface is a bit wrinkled, so probably not as good as the other ones. 那现在这个已经快成熟了，那咱们平常在培育它的过程中，有就是其他哪些工作是您来做的呢？比如说这个葡萄刚种下去啊，咱们就要给它是施肥还是
施肥
啊？施肥。然后您一个人看管这么大个果园吗？2个人啊。So 2 people manage this greenhouse. It's a very heavy workload actually. 您除了去捡坏果之外，除了施肥之外，平时要给它们驱虫吗？还是别的什么？
要。
也要是吧？ We actually saw a lot of insect lamps. Let's leave the gentleman to his work because he has to finish this today. 谢谢您，谢谢。 Actually, sorry, we just got lost here for a moment, and now the signal is back. Hi there, sorry our signal got dropped off, and now the signal is back. Let's talk back to the gentleman about the fertilizing system of this vineyard. 您好，能跟我们说一下咱们这里用的是什么肥料吗？
有机肥。
用有机肥是吗？有机肥是具体是什么？
现在这样样子嘛，
先多整多整。
挖小，挖堆，
埋进去，所以它是绿色无污染的一种种植方式，是吧？哦，好，谢谢。So the fertilizers used here are kind of organic fertilizers made up of animal waste. From the husbandry
彩苏来帮我拿一片不？
industries nearby.
我不想装了这个。
Consist of paper and other recyclable materials. And actually, grapes, you probably wouldn't know that grapes are very easy to catch little insects. So each of this aisle have this insect lamp hanging here. So the insects would come across this lamp and get caught. if the insects infect one of the grapes on the vine, the whole vine could be ruined. So it's one of the greatest challenges of growing grapes here. 那您告诉我们一下，这里是一种传统的这个种植方式，咱们这个整个葡萄园都是传统的种植方式吗？这样岂不是挺耗人力物力的？这样子
是这样的，我们这儿这个葡萄园有3期，咱们所在地是1期嘛，然后那边第2期和第3期，第3期我们现在已经在引进一种智慧农业的种植，它就是通过这个手机 APP 远程操控。能够自己在家里面就能够操控好，可以的，可以的，在我们那边第3期。
So this greenhouses, as you can see, are traditional method grapes, and the vineyard. It seems like we're having a bad signal day, and the signal is back again. 芊芊，您刚刚说到，您在这里工作的经验哈，
是的，
也是特别的年轻，是很久之前工作的还是刚调？
我是参加工作就在这个地方，所以也是非常有感情的。我是2017年7月份大学毕业之后，参加四川省委选调生考试，然后分配到咱们喜德县，然后喜德县又分配到勉山镇，然后我再向组织申请，然后组织又给我安排到民主村任驻村第1书记这样的。2018年8月份来民主的。来这个所在的村。
So she's been working here since 2018, not very long, but she has very deep connection with local people and local industries because she's been witnessing them from ground level. 那您主要在这儿就是工作内容是什么呢？
就是我们民主村是一个非贫困村，平时的话，我要负责镇上的一部分业务，就是我们党政办的一些业务，还有我们勉山镇纪委的一些日常工作，然后其余的时间就是主要负责民主村的脱贫攻坚工作。因为
这个脱贫攻坚，咱们就是说，比如说说的具体一点，就是主要是做什么呢？
主要就是
需要去跟每一个人了解他的情况，然后
对
每一个人提建议。
对，就是像首先可能是要摸清楚村情以及咱们民主村是52户建档立卡贫困户，每一户的情况你要了解清楚之后才便于开展工作。然后这2年以来，通过我们的脱贫攻坚，在咱们民主村的52户贫困户的，各方面从住房、医疗，就是2不愁3保障、1超6有这些。
Okay, so apart from doing ministerial work, her main task here, like many other young officials stationed at ground level, her main job is to eradicate poverty, of course. And there are currently 52 households still living in impoverished conditions in Mingzhu village. And her job is to get to know every one of them and provide suggestion to every household so that they can get out of poverty. 那咱们现在主要的这个脱贫的方式是什么？都是在这样的产业园工作吗？
这是一部分，另外这个叫产业园建立起来之后，因为他们可以有一部分的分红，然后其次有一部分人可以在这里边务工，就是有工资收入嘛。然后另外一部分我们也是结合当下的政策，然后劳务输出。像咱们凉山喜德的话是佛山在对口援建，咱们就输送了很多一部分去那边务工。其实一个家庭有劳动力的话，工资性收入是他们家庭的主要收入。对，就脱贫效果非常明显。
So significantly to improve a family's living condition, the first condition is to get the working forces out of the village and make them work in other cities, for example, the parent city of Xide County, Foshan, in Guangdong province. Another kind of solution is to ask the local people to join this kind of vineyards or orchards or farms so that they can make a living. And most of the people working at local farms and orchards are those reaching a certain age so that they cannot travel too far to cities like Foshan to seek jobs. So they have to stay where they are and maybe take care of their grandchildren and their children so that they can find jobs here and also make a good living. 那我们现在来到的这个是一个智能农业的一个示范基地吧。然后咱们这里它这个智能2个字体现在哪儿 ？Where's the smart agriculture demonstrated here？
这个园是咱们的第3期，跟那边最大的区别就是它是可以通过咱们的手机 APP 来操作，来检测到现在这个园子里面的湿度以及这个水这个施肥的这个程度，然后也同时可以通过手机来施肥浇水这样子。
So basically, this is a remote monitoring system which can detect the humidity and temperature of this greenhouse so that the inspector can keep watch of this situation of these grapes. As you can see, there aren't any grapes on the vine because these are relatively new vines, newly grown. 是因为这是一些新苗是吧？所以现在还没有到
还没有挂果，对，明年就挂果了。这一园
就是新的苗，它不是第1年就能
对，葡萄的话，它一般是第2年会少量挂果，第3年就丰产了，是这样的。然后咱们这一片的话是是30亩是明年挂果。
So these very young grapevines are only planted this year. So tomorrow next year they're expecting some harvest, and the year after next year they will be expecting great harvest. So as you can see, this is a
长势非常好，但是我们可以看到
springing nozzle. If the inspector opens up his app on his phone, water will come out from here. Let's talk to the inspector watching this very cool greenhouse. 我们现在能跟那个
可以
看管这个果园的人聊一聊吗？
可以的。
我们想看一下这个远程到底是
我们请他给我们操作一下吧，演示一下吧。
对。
这里边。
您好，是您负责这一块果园是吧？
对。
咱们这个远程的大概是一个怎么的操作法呢？是在那里面吗？
就手机就可以
啊，手机就可以。但是它那个水和肥料是在里面是吗？我们可以先看一下里面吗？We're now taking a look at the smart fertilizing system of this specific greenhouse. Actually, very cool here. As you can see, many imported equipment. Here, these 3 yellow jars are filled with fertilizer, and here in the red ones, water will be pumped from underground. Actually, clean underground water, as deep as 270 meters, will be pumped up and go into these pipes, and then be transported into the grapevines. 那咱们这里是一个操控台，是吧 ？This is the operation platform.
现在我就可以根据这个压力传感器温度收集一些可以观测到它田间的一些温度、湿度，还有光照。
就是按照这个就是只是看是吧？监测啊。
对。然后我就可以。
Press this. This now is the monitoring mode, so you can see all the index here. 这个是什么？土壤温度湿度啊 ，humidity. These numbers are humidity, and this is the voltage of the of the lighting. 那然后我们如果要操作的话，就是 this is manual operation.
然后我就可以根据那个温湿度，然后我就可以根据每一块田的温湿度，我就可以给它浇肥、浇水。
那为什么只有6个灯是这样？
因为我们就只分了6个区域。
啊，就是其他还没有用到那么多，是吧？Okay. So these 6 buttons are currently in use because this smart greenhouse is not being widely adapted here because, as you would expect, the equipments are quite expensive. 那咱们这里还有一个监视的这样一个这是一个监控是吧？
就是对整个园子，他们在这儿也是双远程监控的一个体现。
这个就是我们外面这个园子是吗？还是所有的？
就我们现在这个园子。
就现在。
主要是这个园子。
This is a live monitoring system of this greenhouse. As you can see, all the conditions of these young vines, and time here is the actual time, right? And the outlook, surrounding environment, details, lighting and temperature, all very clear. 那咱们能在手机上演示一下吗？我特别的好奇。
我这儿去是吧
We're now asking him to demonstrate the system on his phone, which is quite the first time I've seen such thing.
那这边我们看。
对，正好我们可以看一下，是不是一点一个按钮，它就可以喷出来？
看一下手机。
好。So he's opening the app on his phone. And as demonstrated on the platform, you can see 6 red buttons. If you choose one and submit the requirement to spray water, as you can hear, the pumping has already started. One of the 6 nozzles, there are 6 buttons. Each one controls a specific aisle. And it takes a few moments for the water to be pumped up from underground and reach. As you can see, the water right here. So this is purely water, and these pipes here are fertilizers. So if you choose to fertilize the ground as he should do during autumn, because it's the golden time for the grapes to grow, he would click on another button, and the fertilizer will come out from here and drip on the ground. So this kind of drip irrigation system is state of the art. So roughly takes up to 700,000 yuan a set. So currently they can afford only 1 set, and they're looking for more funding to get more sets. 现在是只有1套这样的设备是吧？
是的。
以后有没有更多资金来源能多一些？
首先技术上成熟了之后，我们肯定是希望以后我们那边的1期和2期也是大面积的采用这样的方式，因为非常的智能人工，可以节省我们太多的人力和物力。对。
但是这样会不会有一个悖论，就是说，节省了人力物力之后，那咱们的这个职工他还有务工的机会吗？就是他还有务工的这个 需求吗？
首先我们肯定是要满足咱们的建档立卡贫困户的。
对对。
所以其实即使是全面的人工了之后，还是要首先不管需要多少，还是首先要满足他们的。咱们的贫困户首先要保障的。
Despite this smart system of agriculture, there's still a large requirements of migrant workers working here. So, Tiantian just told me that even some of the manpower can be replaced by the system. They're still looking for to get the impoverished households to work here. 那咱们现在这些贫困户脱贫的情况怎么样了？能不能在这个咱们自己设定的目标时间内去进行一个脱贫呢？
是这样的，咱们民主村一共是52户贫困户，有28户，71人在2015年的时候就已经脱贫了，然后剩下的24户86人也是预计在今年脱贫，然后现在的话，也已经到咱们2020年的10月份了，这24户也是预脱贫，已经完成了所有相关的程序，然后他们的收入也达标了，住房也完成了，然后就也是打算今年全部推出。
Okay. So over half of these 52 impoverished households in Mingzhu village has already been ticked off that list, but the other half still needs some more efforts. 那咱们现在的这个指标是什么样的呢？就是一个贫困与否的指标，是按国家的这样统一指标。
对对对，我们的52户都是50户是在2013年的时候精准识别的，然后有另外的2户是2019年去年因病识别的然后当时他们就是在贫困线以下才识别进来，然后今年脱贫的话，国家的脱贫线是人均纯收入是达到4100元以上然后咱们的家庭人均纯收入，
这个就可以算脱贫。
对对对。
So China's current threshold for a household to be ticked off the impoverished list is roughly 4,100 Chinese yuan. So that's about under $700. 那您刚刚提到住房啊，这个住房大概是给他们安置了什么样的住房呢？
在我们这儿的话，我们民主村的52户贫困户大部分都是享受的是宜家新寨建设这样的项目，就是国家给予一定的补助，你就都是自己拆旧建新嘛，危房改造这样的一些形式
就有没有异地安迁这样？
我们这儿不涉及，我们这个村
So when it comes to housing, the local government has arranged for new housing for these impoverished households. As you can see, now we're coming back to the vineyard where very hospitable local people have prepared some local specialties for us. And now let's take a look at one of these are the grapes we've just seen, and these are the vegetables, cucumbers, tomatoes, and green peppers from another nearby vegetable farm, which is also built under the poverty eradication project. And these are walnuts, local walnuts. 这个是咱们这边的特产山核桃是吗？
对的核桃。
这个核桃的话是那种纸皮的还是那种比较硬的核桃？可以挑一个吃一下。
应该是这种，应该是直接可以。平时我们是有一个夹子的。
有一个夹子是吗？这个也是会卖到这个外面去的是吗？咱们的销路好不好啊？现在？Let's take a seat， 我们坐一下吧。
坐下说吧。
坐下说。咱们现在的这些农产品的销路，您觉得好不好？
就是其实现在的话，就是核桃已经接近尾声了嘛。咱们的葡萄是目前也是应急的鲜果，是目前这个销售渠道和销售的平台，我们也是在努力的寻找，也是就是比较愁销路的这样一个状态。就是感觉通过大家的努力。脱贫的成效已经出来了，我们的农产品种出来了，但现在就觉得希望能够卖个好价钱嘛，是这样的。
咱们有没有想过跟一些电商平台去合作？
之前也尝试过一些，但是可能因为我们这儿，这位是我们民主村的支部书记陈书记，然后也是我们合作社的主要负责人。
This is the head of the village. He's joining us for this little chat here. And Qian just told me that although Liangshan is very rich in its agriculture resources, as you can see, vegetables, fruits, and walnuts, and this is actually olive oil. You probably wouldn't imagine Liangshan to have olive oil. Despite all this kind of rich agricultural resources, Liangshan still struggles to sell them to the outside world. One of the problems is that not many people pay attention to agricultural products as far as in the mountains. And I'm just asking her whether they're cooperating with commercial platforms, online commercial platforms. 那有没有跟这种比如说大城市啊，我自己买东西，就是我会去这种盒马生鲜呀，或者是这种平台去买，有没有去想过跟他们合作一下？
就是刚刚您说的盒马生鲜这一块，可能我们还没有接触，但是之前我们尝试过，在一些就是比较常见，我们这边比较常见的，比如说我们的苏联易购、拼多多这些，想跟他们合作的，但是可能因为之前谈的时候，我们的产品也没有完全的成熟上市，他们也没有看到我们最好的一面，然后就是这样。但是我们也是想通过这样的方式努力去拓展渠道和平台，让我们这些大凉山非常好、非常新鲜的农产品，让更多的人品尝到。
So they're still trying to expand their sales channels to make the Liangshan agriculture products more known to the outside world. 那咱们能不能跟我介绍一下这个肥皂为什么会摆在农产品这里？这个是什么？
这个是那个手工做的那个手工香皂，对对对，手工皂。
This is actually a handmade olive oil soap. This is actually very good for winter and autumn. If you feel your skin is dry, you can just adapt them to your skin when you're taking a bath. So it's very good for your skin. 那咱们这个橄榄油是挺出乎我意料的一个产品，我没想到中国也有自己这种自产自销的这种橄榄油，它这个品种就是中国自己的吗？
中国自己的
啊。那这个和咱们国外的这个橄榄油比起来，价格上会不会便宜一点？
会便宜一点，因为从国外真正的那种特级初榨橄榄油，它从进口过来，然后到国内上超市的话，它价格大概会在200多到300多左右。
对呀。
然后像我们这种，其实我们这种也是特级初榨橄榄油。
对。
然后它的价格是在168。
Oh, so actually, in import supermarkets, as myself, I would buy the olive oil. They're actually very expensive. This is 500 millimeters. Can be as expensive as 200 yuan, but here it's only 168, so almost a half of that price. So 那咱们这里种植这个橄榄油是咱们一个村的一个项目是吧？
对对对。
那咱们村里面有多少个员工加入到这个？
员工的话，如果说算平时他要务工的话，大概最多的时候能到100到200左右。
So as many as 200 employees from a whole village can be or invested into this industry. So it can be a good poverty eradication project, but actually this is a very good project for you to understand that China, we also have very good olive oil, and Liangshan has its very good fruits and vegetables. So you might want to consider Liangshan the next time you go onto the supermarket shopping online. That's all from me now. Back to you, Beijing.